Ron Howard's story is one of survival, perseverance, and quiet triumph amidst the unrelenting demands of fame. Born on March 1, 1954, in Duncan, Oklahoma, to actor parents Rance and Jean Howard, his childhood was anything but ordinary. Before he could even speak, the bright lights of Hollywood's movie sets became his world. At just 18 months old, he was already learning the ropes of the entertainment industry, more familiar with call sheets than childhood games. By the time he was 6, Ron's face was known across America as Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show. He was loved by millions as the innocent, mischievous boy, but behind the public image was a life marked by isolation and the pressure of growing up in the public eye. A star's sacrifice, the price of fame. Ron Howard's fame came at a cost. His childhood, instead of being filled with carefree moments of play and growth, was overshadowed by the demands of the television industry. As a young child on set, the buzz of production would drown out the typical joys of childhood. His life revolved around work, not recess, and instead of the laughter of friends, he was surrounded by adults whose world of frustration and deadlines took precedence. He later admitted that his childhood was a golden cage, safe but sealed shut. This lack of normalcy left scars, as his fame on The Andy Griffith Show isolated him from his peers. He would often face ridicule from other children, who turned his famous character into cruel taunts, making him feel alienated and embarrassed. Growing up in the spotlight. By the time Ron Howard entered his teenage years, his identity was inseparable from Opie Taylor. The public adored him, but this love felt suffocating. His every move was scrutinized, his future decided by the character he had played. Ron's self-image became tangled in the role of Opie, and as he struggled to outgrow it, he found it increasingly difficult to find work that could allow him to redefine himself. At 13, he starred in The Monroes, but when the show was canceled after only 26 episodes, the disappointment hit hard. For Ron, it felt like his career was over before it even began. This fear of never escaping his early success loomed over him, as the industry seemed unable or unwilling to allow him to grow beyond the roles that made him famous. The pressure of perfection, the weight of expectations. By the time Ron Howard was cast as Richie Cunningham in Happy Days in 1974, the pressures of fame had already taken a toll. While the show became a massive hit, Ron was once again relegated to the background, overshadowed by the undeniable charisma of Henry Winkler's character, the Fonz. Despite his devotion to his role, the constant reminder that Richie Cunningham was the boy America had never let go of became more suffocating with each passing year. Ron worked tirelessly, but doubts about his own abilities crept in, especially when casting directors told him he was too recognizable to play anything else. The message was clear. Hollywood wasn't ready to let go of the boy they thought they knew, and Ron struggled to find new opportunities to express his full range as an actor. Turning the page. A new path in film. Despite the frustrations of typecasting, Ron Howard found an unexpected outlet for his creativity: directing. While studying at the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts, he discovered a new way to engage with storytelling, seeing film as a structured language. This revelation marked the beginning of his transition from actor to director. In 1982, he made his directorial debut with Night Shift, a modest success that proved his potential behind the camera. However, it was Splash, 1984, that cemented Ron's status as a director to watch. The romantic comedy earned over $69 million, and Ron's unique vision gave him the credibility he had long sought. With this newfound recognition, he co-founded Imagine Entertainment in 1985, building a company that would go on to produce some of the most memorable films of the next few decades. The struggles of family, Clint Howard's battle with addiction. As if to drive home the lesson of the fleeting nature of success, Ron faced another personal challenge in his brother Clint Howard's ongoing battle with addiction. Clint, an actor in his own right, had struggled with substance abuse for years, and Ron found himself desperately trying to help. He felt powerless, believing that if he just worked harder, earned more, and built a stronger foundation for his family, he could somehow save Clint. Addiction doesn't care about your net worth or your Academy Awards, Ron admitted. It wasn't until a critical moment when Clint collapsed that Ron realized how little control he had. Though Clint eventually recovered, the experience left a permanent mark on Ron, teaching him that survival was a quiet miracle, one that didn't always come easy, no matter how much love and effort was invested. The loss of Cindy Williams and the weight of regret. In early 2023, Ron Howard faced yet another heartbreaking loss when his dear friend Cindy Williams, star of American Graffiti, passed away unexpectedly. The news hit Ron hard, and for a brief moment, he was left speechless, overwhelmed by grief. Cindy had been a constant presence during the chaotic early days of his career, a friend who made the madness of fame feel less isolating. Ron regretted not reaching out to her more in recent years, and her loss struck him deeply. The suddenness of her passing reminded him of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing relationships while they're still within reach. In that moment, Ron was once again reminded that the people who matter most are often the ones we forget to prioritize when life gets too busy. A life of purpose and peace. Today, at 71, Ron Howard stands not as the boy America remembers, but as a man who has survived every storm Hollywood and life could throw his way. He has built a life defined by steady work, enduring love, and a deep sense of purpose. With a net worth of nearly $200 million, Ron's wealth is a testament to the decades of hard work that have shaped his career, but it's the quieter moments that define his legacy. He shares a life with his wife, Cheryl, who has been by his side for over 50 years. Together, they raised their 4 children, Bryce Dallas Howard, Paige, Jocelyn, and Reed, who have all gone on to live lives of integrity and accomplishment. Ron has also used his wealth to give back, funding scholarships for young artists and supporting causes close to his heart. The wealth he built is not just measured in dollars, but in the lives he has touched along the way. The legacy of a survivor. In the years since the lights of Hollywood first shone on him as a young child, Ron Howard has learned to measure his life not by accolades or box office receipts, but by the relationships he has nurtured and the lessons he has learned. The pain of loss, the regret of missed moments, and the realization that time cannot be bought have all shaped his understanding of what truly matters. As he reflects on his journey, Ron knows that true success lies in the ability to survive and find peace amidst the storms. For him, the greatest luxury is not wealth or fame, but the peace of knowing he lived honestly, loved deeply, and never stopped standing, no matter how many times the world tried to knock him down.